Nako, eto na ho ang aming isang inaabang-abangan. Ang dami ho talaga nagsasabi, Butch, sino ba yan? Sino ba yung guest mo na yan? At hindi ho guest to, kaibigan ito. Ito ay isang taong matagal ko nang kakilala. Siguro, hindi na siguro dekada na no? Simple lang, pero mabait at tunay na kaibigan. At ako'y natutuwa dahil pinagbigyan niya yung aking isang invitation, no? Dahil sabi ko, share ka naman, oh. I mean, share your life. At sabi nga natin dito sa BUK, share your life to enrich others' life. Lalong-lalo na ngayon sa panahon na ito, itong panahon ng pandemya, itong panahon na kailangan natin bumangon. So, ito po ang gusto kong i-share sa inyo at sana maibigay ninyo dahil ang dami-dami niya hong tips na ibibigay.
Isang gabi noong taong 2006, hindi ako pinatulog ng katotohanan na nawala ang lahat sa akin. Pera, trabaho, negosyo, mga kaibigan, pati ang mga mahal ko sa buhay. Yun ang naging katapusan at ang simula. Simula ng pagtatanong at paghahanap. Anong nangyari? Ginawa ko na ang lahat. Meron pa bang kulang? Meron bang mali? Gusto kong makabangon. Ituro mo sa akin ang daan. At unti-unting dumating sa akin ang mga sagot.
You want to know the secret to success? I'll teach you, but promise that you will share the secret with others. Your country needs you.
Sa bansang mahirap pa sa mahirap, maraming tulad ko nababaon sa utang at natatalo. Kailangan na itong putulin. Natutunan ko ang daan kung paano makukuha ang kahit na anong pangarap. Kung kanino ito nagmula, nalaman ko ang misteryong bumabalot sa yaman ng mga pinakamalalaking tao sa buong mundo. Nadiskubre ko ang lihim na pilit sinira, itinago para di na makita muli. Hinanap ko ito. Nilibot ko ang buong mundo at di ako tumigil. Hanggang sa ako ang nahanap niya.
This is meant for you.
Naging susi ito ng aking tagumpay, pag-asenso, pagtupad ng mga pangarap. At tinupad ko ang isang pangako. Ipinasa ko ito sa maraming tao sa buong Pilipinas at libo-libo sa kanila ang naging milyonaryo. Ngayon, ako naman ang magpapasa sa iyo ng sikretong pilit itinago pero naipasa sa maraming henerasyon. Ito ang susing magpapayaman sa iyo, magpapabago ng buhay mo, tutupad ng lahat ng mga pangarap mo. Handa ka na ba? You know what? We're very busy right now preparing for our next seminar because my mission is to empower, transform, and change the lives of millions of Filipinos around the globe. And I would like to start with you. Why improve yourself on a daily basis? Let's hear what millionaires and billionaires have to say. Let's hear from my good friend Brian Tracy, one of the top motivational and wealth experts of the world. According to him, self-improvement on a daily basis will make you a multi-millionaire in 2 to 3 years' time. Real estate tycoon and multi-billionaire Donald Trump, he said to earn big, you must first improve yourself. And of course, from yours truly, the Philippines' #1 success coach, this is what I always say. The size of your income is always equal to the size of your wisdom.
John Calub is the Philippines' #1 success coach and the most in-demand motivational speaker. A self-made multimillionaire, John is committed to share the secrets of his success through training.
Through the business workshops, trainings, and seminars that I've conducted over the years, I have been able to help thousands upon thousands of Filipinos become millionaires and become successful in different areas of their lives. And now I want to make these trainings accessible to you through the power of the internet. Through successlounge.biz.
Naku, ayan ho ang isang tawagin na ho natin yung ating kaibigan at yung ating etong bidang-bida sa ating short clip. Tawagin ho natin si John Calub. John, come in.
All right,
in,
so
John.
Sir Butch, thank you po for inviting me. I'm really honored, all right, and I'm really glad to be one of your special guests dito sa inyong programa po. Maraming salamat.
Oo, hindi naman programa ito. Ito ay isang advokasya lang ng parang kwentuhang kaibigan lang at maka naman makatulong tayo sa mga ating kapwa, di ba? Lalong-lalo na sa mga panahon na ito, di ba, John?
Palagay ko very timely, sir, itong ginagawa nyo kasi alam naman natin ngayon the state of the nation, medyo maraming depressed at marami talaga nangangailangan ng konting kumbaga ng upliftment, empowerment, and kasi I've been monitoring yung mga guests, sir, and these people are, you cannot access these people on a daily basis. Mga busy rin at mga sikat na tao ito. At napapaunlakan po na papakinggan yung kanilang mga success stories. Lagi ko sinasabi, if you want to become successful, the fastest way to do it is to copy what successful people are already doing. Di po ba?
Exactly.
And that's what you're doing, sir. You're giving us our fellow men parang role models to actually to copy and to emulate from, di ba? So napakaganda ng inyong advokasya po.
So in our own small way, meron naman tayong contribution, di ba? Yung imbis na bahala kayo dyan sa buhay nyo, basta ako okay lang, di ba? Hindi naman pwede yon, no? No man is an island, di ka nga. But anyway, John, pakilala ka naman sa mga kaibigan natin. Dami atang nanonood dito, lalo-lalo na yung mga sumusunod sa'yo, kay John Calub.
Yes, basically, sir, ako kasi, sir, ang maraming hindi nakakaalam, although a lot of people, have seen me on television, heard me on radio, some have read my books. Ang ano po niyan, sir, ang totoo niyan, marami po hindi nakakaalam na I did not come from a very wealthy family or I was not born with the golden spoon in my mouth. In fact, I was born into a very poor family based in Mindanao. All right, I'm from Davao actually. And yung nangyari po sa amin kasi ng family ko, nasunog po yung bahay ng parents and tawag dito po, we went to extreme poverty. And nung time na yon, my dad and my mom, I was 1 year old at that time, decided na dahil walang-wala nga, makipagsapalaran sa Maynila. Typical mindset ng mga probinsyano, baka nandun ng pag-asenso. So, to cut the long story short, we migrated. I was 1 year old. Sabi niya, sir, one baby pala ako, dinala na ako, sinakay ako sa vapor. At dinala ako sa Maynila.
Malayo-layo ang biyahe noon. But John, before that, let me just share you some story kasi baka ito nagbabagay ito sa iyo. Alam mo, talagang pinili ito para sa iyo eh. Natutuwa ako dahil bagay na bagay kay Mr. John Calub. Okay?
Di ba?
Ah, meron akong storya, A Cup and a Coffee, no? A Cup and a Coffee. Ika nga ay meron daw a group of highly established alumni got together to visit their old university professor. Di ba? Minsan, uy, bisitahin natin si sir, uy, bisitahin natin si ma'am dahil favorite natin yan, di ba? So, the conversation among them soon turned into complaints about their stressful work and life. The professor went to his kitchen and returned with a large pot of coffee and an assortment of cups, including porcelain, plastic, glass, crystal, some plain-looking, some expensive, and some exquisite. The professor told them to help themselves to the coffee. So, anong nangyari was, the students or the alumni all had a cup of coffee in their hands. The professor then said, "Did you notice all the nice-looking cups are taken and only the plain, inexpensive ones are left behind? The cup itself adds no quality to the coffee. In most cases, it's just more expensive and hides what we drink," the professor continued. "What all of you really wanted was coffee, not the cup. But all of you consciously went for the good-looking, expensive cups. Let's consider," sabi ng professor, "that life is the coffee, and the job, houses, cars, things, money, and position are the cups. The type of cup we have does not define or change the quality of our lives." Ika nga, the moral of the story is, sometimes we fail to enjoy the coffee by concentrating only on the cup we have. Being happy doesn't mean everything around you is perfect. It means you have decided to see beyond the imperfections and find peace. The peace lies within you, not in your career, jobs, or the houses you have. Oh, ayan, John. Naku, mukhang the cup of coffee. Ngayon, tuwing alam na natin, tuwing magkakape ka, at alam mo naman, masarap magkape. At
Opo.
hindi na yung kape, no? Maganda, no? Para bang, ano ba talaga gusto mo sa kape? Kape yan di ba? But sabi nga doon, namimili tayo ng lalagyan. Pwede naman sa plastic, pwede naman sa styro. Di ba?
Tama
How
po.
would you relate this? How would you relate this sa buhay mo, John?
Sa akin po kasi sir, tawag dito, despite of the, kumbaga, flashiness of life, kasi sometimes, meron tayong mga ideal things na, what do you call this, gusto natin na, kasi sa tinuturo namin, maraming definition sir ang pagyaman di po ba?
Mhm.
Pero sa amin kasi sir, when we talk about success, we're talking about becoming wealthy. And when you say wealthy, magkaiba po kasi yung rich sa wealthy, no? When you say rich, marami kang pera. Ang wealthy po kasi is a person who is abundant and prosperous in all areas of life. So that includes, your financial, your relationships, family mo, your health, your intellectual wealth, yung wisdom, knowledge, and skills. And yung pinaka-important din dyan is yung spirituality mo, your relationship with God. So although, katulad niyan, yung sabi nga niya, doon sa story kanina, di ba, yung mga sometimes nalululun kasi yung tao na ano tayo na lalagay natin yung ladder of success dun sa masyadong material things, all right, or
Exactly.
'di ba, masyadong tawag dito, and to the point na we become greedy. Pero at the end of the rainbow, pag may edad ka na, marirealize mo your goals shift kasi you realize at totoong hinahanap mo pala is happiness and fulfillment, which is
Exactly.
in essence, money cannot buy them, di ba?
Correct.
Although
Alam
sinasabi
mo
naman
yan,
namin,
Oo, yan ang sabi nung ating kapatid dyan, kaibigan, si Tony Miranda, no, kahapon. Sabi niya, I cannot compromise peace. I have surrendered and money is nothing. Because sabi niya nung araw, ang ganda no, nare-relate ko kayo no? Parang sabi niya nung araw, ang kanyang ambition lang dalawa. Money, possession, position. Diba? Yun lang ang mundo niya, yun lang ang mundo niya, no? Yung sa kanya, yun ang mundo niya. Pero I
Sa totoo lang,
realize,
sir, siguro ako rin dumaan ako sa ganyang stage eh. I don't know about you, pero siguro lahat tayo, no, sir, no? May
lahat,
ganyan eh.
lahat, lahat
Until we
dumadaan tayo dyan no?
until we wake up to the ano no, the pagkumbaga enlightenment of our presence and the life purpose natin.
Uy, nga pala, John, gusto ko lang bumati doon sa mga nanonood. Si Mark Bernardo, yung kasama natin sa PCCI QC, ha? Si Willie Qua, si Father Danny Isidro of the Jesuits, si Attorney Arnel Mateo, kasama natin yan next week. Yan po ang pinaka-the best sa PCCI QC pagdating sa Privacy Act. Of course, si Daryl Ordonez, no? Isang tour master ito. If you want, John, you keep on traveling almost every time. You better get in touch kay Daryl Ordonez. Sasabihin sa iyo mga places na nagulat nga ako Sabi niya, have you been to Africa, sir? Have you been to Russia? Have you been this? You know, tuwan-tuwa ako. Si Ronnie Herman. Congratulations, Ronnie, of the Steak Time. Yan po ang isa sa mga mentee ng kapatid mentor me online ng Go Negosyo. Kakatapos lang ho ng kanyang presentation. Congratulations, Sir Ronnie, ha? At more steak time to go. Alam mo, sarap raw ng steak time yan Talaga, it's really time. Of course, Brian James the Bizarre Chicken Wings. No? Okay, yan. Dyan sa Angeles yan. Nako, siguro dyan, pag natikman mo ito, talagang tatakbo ka na talagang bizarre na bizarre.
Dami nyo, sir,
Michael Liao.
Mga business greats na naka-tune in tayo nyo talaga, sir,
Sir,
iba talaga sir ang ang inyong network.
Oo, sir, ikaw 'yun. Si Michael Yao, yung isang lighting specialist Yan, John, kung kukunin mo ito, we better get Michael Yao. Of course, Kimi Lu. Alam mo si Kimi Lu, isang batang-bata na natutuwa ko dahil ayoko naman sabihin but I met her when she was 10 years old, John. And she is now a life coach. Alam mo, dapat mag-team up kayong dalawa Kasi ang galing nitong batang ito. Saludo ako dito kay Kimi. Meron siya, Kimi Lu, the life coach. Rayron Del Rosario is also watching. Si Mr. Adolfo Alran of the food service. Ang husay nito. Adolf, thank you for watching. Ryan Chua, of course, Leonardo Sabio is also watching. So, wow. Again, bilib na bilib ako sa iyo, sir. Mukhang marami tayong nanonood ngayon.
Actually, sa Facebook ko rin, dahil inanan nyo na po yung Facebook Live, nag-watch party na ako. Ayan, sir. Medyo marami nang nanonood, sir, sa atin.
Okay. So, I hope, ito namang usapan natin kwento-kwentuhan lang Hindi naman tayo nagle-lecture, wala naman tayong PowerPoint. Something na bahala ka na kung may mapitas kang aralin, may mapitas kang bago matulog na yung gabi, sasabihin mo, eto na yung akin. Yan! Diyan, nagulat ako sa iyo. Gwapo nito talaga, sir. Sino ba itong nasa kanan?
No? Ang kapal ng buhok ko, no? Actually, those are my parents. I was still in Davao at that time. Bininyagan ako niyan. I was less than 1 year old. And yung
puputulin kita dyan, Diyan puputulin kita, yung ating kaibigan si Dr. Carl Balita is watching. Carl.
Hi, Doc Carl. Actually, kumpare ko si Doc Carl.
Oo.
Ninong po siya ng anak natin.
Papakita ko yung litrato ninyong dalawa at tamo siya, si Dr. Carl Balita. Next week ko yan, si Dr. Carl Balita, June 18. Siya magti-take over sa akin dito. Hindi radyo negosyo but ito yung BUK, di ba?
Tsaka si Doc Carl natin talagang legend na po yan pagdating sa Philippine business. At ang dami rin po daming natulungan din po lalo na doon sa kanyang programa po, no? Very inspirational.
Very inspirational si Dr. Carl. Alam mo, marami ring challenges yan, pero alam mo, parati nakangiti yan si Dr. Carl, no? Talagang tuwan-tuwa ako. So ito yung parents mo. Batang-bata pa. Nasaan ka dito? Ito ba yan? Ikaw ba ito?
Yes, ako po yan. Medyo ang hirap na po maghanap kasi ng old photographs ko talaga. Kasi nga po, we saved only a few things kasi nasunog nga po yung bahay namin, and
Mhm, mhm.
yan po yung siguro mga ano na lang na na save pa ng konti kahit papaano.
Oo, alam mo talaga ano, John, talagang very precious ang photographs, no? Maswerte na ngayon ang mga generation dahil meron ng digital, di ba?
Yes.
Oy, Mr. Mayor, ikaw pala ha. May tinatago ka sa amin. Alam niyo ba mga kaibigan, ito ang 12-year-old naging mayor ng San Juan. At grabe ka, talagang mayor ka talaga nun.
I was a student leader, bata pala ako, Sir Butch, na develop ako through yung Girl Scout and Boy Scout movement. I was
Oo.
very active, and at that point, they had a program kung saan yung mga students ng San Juan, mga student leaders ng Boy Scout, Girl Scout, we will be we were gathered, and para nagkaroon ng election sa bawat barangay, and they were going to select students na magre-replace sa government officials ng munisipyo ng San Juan for 1 week. And I was so blessed because ako po yung na-elect na mayor. So yung katabi ko diyan, yung vice mayor naman, yung isa is municipal administrator and
Oo.
city engineer. Puro kami mga bata. But ang pinakamagandang ginawa kasi ng San Juan diyan, talagang kami talaga yung humawak doon sa City Hall for 1 week. And so if you go there, at that point, the mayor transferred the gavel of authority to me. And nung
Mhm.
nandun ako, I was sitting down in the mayor's office. And yung mga pumupunta sa mayor's office, sa akin po lumalapit. Alright? And tinatanong nga po, ayan po, no? Makikita niyo po dyan, yung gavel ay nilipat sa akin ni then Mayor San Pascual at that time of San Juan. And then yung mga tao nagugulat kasi sinasabi ng mga employees ng munisipyo, huwag niyo ho kaming tanungin sa problema niyo, yan nga ho ang mayor. Sabi nila, bakit ba? Bakit ba tayong mayor? Siya ho
Oy,
talaga
teka, si
ang
Tony Miranda is watching. Oy, na-inspired daw siya sa iyo. O, sige, Mayor Calub. Okay. How does it feel? How did you feel you're a mayor of San Juan for 1 week?
wow.
Talaga bang totohanan ito or
Yes,
baka
totohanan po
naman
yan, sir. In fact, I
oo.
was the one signing yung mga nire-release doon na ano. Except siguro, sir, yung mga major things, no? But, for example, the first case that came to my office, and that I was 12 years old, was actually a Metro 8. And at that time, pumunta siya sa City Hall kasi nga, nangyari, nagkaroon siya ng sakit. And napakaganda ng story, sir, eh. Sabi niya, kaya daw siya talagang pumila papunta sa mayor. Napaka nung request niya, sabi niya, sir, hindi ako makakapasok dahil may malubha na yung sakit ko. I need
Mm.
a permit na yung asawa ko ang sa substitute sa akin na Metro Aid dahil yan lang po talaga kita namin. If hindi po siya makapag-substitute, walang-wala na po kami. So imagine
Wow.
they were asking for a permit from the City Hall. And nagulat yung yung mga tao sa City Hall kasi andun yung mga staff ko, ay the secretary, everybody was there. Ako lang yung bata dun sa mayor's office. I banged the gavel. Sabi ko, bigyan ng permit yan. And lahat sila nanginig sila lahat ng mga staff parang, di ba? Then tumawag ngayon sa akin actually nung time na yon, was B9, no, called us kasi he's actually the final decision maker for that. We hope, and he's I
Oo.
think another no.
Metro
Yung
Manila,
tumawag.
Metro
Yes,
Manila na 'yan, 'di ba?
so kailangan
Commission,
i-consult
oo.
sa kanya So sabi,
Oo.
Bina is on the phone, sir. He's going to talk to you. So nag-usap. Sabi niya, ikaw pala yung kinikwentong batang mayor. Sabi niya, in-approve mo daw to. Ako ang final. Sabi ko, mayor, kasi sabi ko nung time na yun, kung hindi po natin i-approve yan, kawawa na po itong pamilya. Dahil wala po silang kakainin for the next few days. Dahil nga po, yan
Mm.
lang yung breadwinner. And that, made it to the newspapers. Grabe po, sir. Bata pa lang ako, that was featured in Manila Bulletin, yung mga
Mhm.
Then I did a lot of outreach programs during that week also. Para tayong beauty queen na naging tayo nag-iikot sa mga barangay tapos but it was
Mm.
actually a good way to develop kasi leadership of young people kasi at nagulat din ako for 1 week they gave me a driver they gave me actually yung pinapagamit sa akin yung car ng ano, and lahat ng mga ano ko, may bodyguard ako, naka-Armalite lahat. So I was
Wow!
12 years old. Imagine that. Even my parents could not believe it kasi tinawagan ng eskwelahan namin yung parents ko, do you know that your son is the mayor of San Juan right now? Sabi nila, you must be kidding. So they went to City Hall and nagulat sila nung nakita nila ako nakaupo ako sa upuan ng mayor.
Buti hindi mo
Yes.
sinabi sa ano, put them in jail.
Marami sir na mga issue doon eh. May mga drug addict din na nahuli, ganyan. And what are we going to do? Ganyan. Nagpe-plead ng ano. So, there were, I was actually, but the good news kasi, when I was there, I was not the only one really, giving the orders. May mga consultants din pala ang mayor. So, ina-advisean din ako nung mga staff doon, sir, itanong natin yan kay ganito. Tawagan natin si ganito. So I'm being given expert guidance while I was running the show. Pero grabe sir, kakain ako nung time na yon, yung driver, ihatid ako sa country club dyan sa Green Hills. Kasi Green Hills is still San Juan no? Yung Calub Filipino. Dyan ako nagla-lunch. Sabi niyo 12 years old ako, libre yung lunch ko. Pinipirma ko lang doon.
Bigat mo naman sir, bigat mo nanun. Grabe. But buti hindi pumasok sa ulo mo na I'll become a mayor soon. I'll run for political office.
Actually, after that stint, that 1 week, siguro later on na it's not for me.
Okay. And si John ngayon ay nag-aral. Alam ko nagpumilit ka mag-aral sa University of the Philippines, John.
Yes, actually, nung bata pa lang kasi ako, tinanim ng magulang ko sa isip ko na dahil mahirap nga tayo, you need to really study very hard and you need to, always maintain high grades. And the big reason for that kasi in my school, high school and college, there were scholarships. And dahil walang pambayad nga, hirap, I had to maintain the scholarship. So, I was full scholar when I was in high school. Then, paglabas naman ng high school, sabi ko, what would be the best opportunity para hindi mahirapan yung magulang ko? I really prayed to God to let me pass the UPCAT, yung exam ng UP, and I took up a Bachelor of Science in Economics and Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. I was a double major. So, when I was there...
Paano mo sinustain ang sarili mo noon, John?
At that point kasi, well, the tuition was free, pero again, may marami pa rin problema. You need to buy books, yung baon, projects. So at that point, when I was still in college, dyan ako nagsimula ng matuto ng sales. Meron akong kakilala na nagbebenta ng powdered na sabon. And I felt it was a need sa mga dorm sa UP. Dahil marami naglalaba mga nagdo-dorm sa UP. It was a generic soap na mura, mas mura sa branded na soap. Nilako ko doon sa mga dorm. Classmates ko, binentahan ko. And that actually was able to help me pay for my tuition. Pero doon ako nahasa Doon ako na-develop sa people skills ko, leadership skills ko. In fact, what was so funny was one time I had siguro one bag na order. Yun naka-plastic na ganon. Kasama
yun yung naka-plastic.
Naka-plastic na transparent lang siya. Ngayon, and naglalakad ako, ang dami kong dalang sabon. Yung classmate ko na may kotse, hinintuan niya ako. Sabi niya, John, saan ka papunta? Ito, yung anak ng may kaya ng konti na classmate ko, may sariling kotse siya. Sabi ko, pare, maghahatid ako doon sa dorm. Sabi niya, sabay ka na. Dito sa kotse, hatid kita doon. And what's so funny was, may checkpoint sa loob ng UP. Nung binuksan nila yung trunk, sabi ng mga polis, ano to, droga?
Powdered soap
powdered
naman.
Sabon.
Diba?
Dinala kami sa UPDP station. Ang nakakatawa po nun, sinabihan na namin yung police, for your information, sabon po yan. Ngayon kumuha sila ng Swiss knife, binuksan, tapos nyo na tinitikman. Pagtingin natawa kami kasi bumula yung bibig mo ng police. Tapos natawa ko yung kaibigan ko. Sabi niya, sir? Sabi niya, hindi po yan droga, sabon po yan. Those were funny moments. But what do you call this? It was a bit a bit challenging kasi if I didn't sell, honestly, I don't know how I would make myself out of college. Talagang there were moments na meron kasing loan board sa UP. So pag wala kang pambayad ng tuition, ilo-loan
Mm.
mo muna yung semestral tuition mo, but you have like certain months to pay it. So that really helped me. Nabayaran ko yung mga loan ko sa tuition. Kasi yung mga students na classmate ko iba na may kaya, nakakapasok na sila, bayad na sila. Ako, tinitake ko na yung course, hindi pa ako bayad. Naka-loan lahat yon.
Wow.
Subsidized na yan, pero at the same time, hirap pa rin ako. Talagang ganun kawalang-wala talaga.
So
And
John,
that's why I
parang
started
oo.
training.
Parang na-feel mo, what does poverty means to you now? How does it taste? Ano lasa ng pagiging poor? Kasi like, you know,
May
when I showed
tinatawag
that,
kasi sir na
oo eh,
law of contrast. All right, it's
yes,
a universal law of abundance, and sabi nila, in whatever happens to you, wag mong kung may hindi maganda nangyayari sa iyo, wag mong ikasama ng loob, because kung nasan ka ngayon, it's actually teaching you the other side of what you can be. So kasi everything is always has an opposite. All right, when there's up, there's down, there's left and right, hot and cold. All right, so wealth and no wealth, so ganyan po. So what it did to me was, because later on I was able to become successful, na-appreciate ko talaga yung na-appreciate ko yung pinagdaanan ko, kasi parang I now have something to compare. And because I was there before, mas naging
mhm,
mas malakas yung passion ko and power ko to teach. Kasi hindi naman ako may kaya na eh. So pag nagtuturo ako, I'm speaking from the heart because I know what
correct,
many Filipinos are going through right now. I've been there for 30 plus years of my life. Uh, for the information of everybody, 30 plus na po ako nung first ako naging milyonaryo. I reached my first 1 million earnings. I was already 30 plus. And so lagi ko sinasabi, it's not too late for anybody. Pero the
correct.
beauty is, siguro, dahil pinadaan tayo sa hirap dati, na-treasure natin yun eh. And there's no story to tell kasi sir, there's no inspirational story kung wala rin tayong pinagdaanan.
Oo, alam mo, hindi mo ma-invent ang buhay eh, no? Uy, nga pala, pasalamat kay Carmine Ortega, nanonood, si Jeneline Dingalan ng, of course, Konegosyo yan, no? Joel Cruz, oy, Joel Cruz, the brand master, si Miss Jean Obero.
Si Sir
Ah,
Joel, I don't know, hindi na siguro ako matanda
oo,
na ni Sir Joel, pero nung nagsa-start pa lang ang kanyang perfume company, dalawa po kami na na-interview sa Channel 5 sa Ascenso Pinoy TV.
hindi ito
Nung
yung
early
Joel.
days
Hindi,
pa.
hindi. Teka, hindi ito
ah,
yung Joel.
si Joel.
Ito yung poging
Okay.
Joel Cruz na
Okay, I
brand
thought the
manager ito.
perfume brand.
Talagang, alam mo, minsan
Okay.
nga pag sinasabi, uy, kilala mo si Joel Cruz? Sabi ko, ang kilala ko yung may bigote, yung maporma, alam mo, may salamin, at himan na himan. Okay? Depende kung hinihika, no? So anyway, si Gino Bero, oy, si Choi De
Oh,
Leon
Choi.
Gonzales, hi
Choice
Idol
actually,
John Calub, okay?
ayan, mga kumpare natin yan, sila Lloyd
Mga ano
Luna.
yan, mga mahusay nating kaibigan. So John, ito gusto kong pakita at i-share natin sa buong madla kung ano ang buhay ni John ngayon. Ayan, mukhang sweet na sweet.
Opo.
Okay.
I
So,
don't know if my wife is watching, but I actually forwarded it to her na to watch. Anyway, late ako nag-asawa, Sir Butch. Magugulat yung iba. I actually got married. I was 40 years old already. Uh,
wow, 40.
40 na ako. And
Okay.
what do you call this? Siguro isa sa mga lessons ko kasi nung time na natutunan ko yung wealth creation, masyado ko ring na-focus yung yung goal setting ko sa sa financial. Pero na-realize ko ano yung pera kung you're not happy with you're not complete in your family life. So yun, nagising ako, and yung mga tinuturo ko, nagamit ko rin siya to actually you to really win the heart of my wife now. Kasi nung time na yun, hindi parang secondary sa akin yung I was happy go lucky pagdating
Mhm.
sa relationship, but I realized I was getting old, And kaya nga po yan, makikita niyo yung anak ko, 1-year-old pa lang. uh,
Mm.
and actually, the eldest is just turned 5. Ganyan po. So, yan. So
So,
actually, yeah.
what is John now as a family man? Yan. Gusto naman
Uh,
malaman ng mga kaibigan natin, si John ba ay panay lecture lang ng lecture? O how is
mara
John now as a family man?
maraming
Yan.
nagbago. Kasi nung single tayo, medyo mapusok, gibekero. Pero after I married, a lot of changes happened to me. Nagkaroon ako ng ng yung tinatawag nilang deepest why. When you say deepest why,
Oo.
na sa buhay kasi
So,
meron ka na rin and you don't strive to expand anymore. Pero
mm,
ngayon nung nagka-family ako, nagkaroon ako ng new challenge for myself. I look what I'm trying to simply say is para bang dahil sa family ko, marami akong gustong mangyari for them. And that's why ngayon, I started really expanding my business even more. So hindi na ako,
mhm.
dati parang napunta ako sa comfort zone na okay na ako. Ito, kumikita naman ng okay eh. But now hindi I want to give my family, I want to be kasi remembered at least in my life as a good provider, as a great father. That's one of my isa sa mga ano ko no nakalagay ko na dun sa aking goal book or dream book ko. And
Hmm.
what I'm trying to simply say is this. Galing na ako sa mahirap, and when I was young, I could not forget, when I was young, may mga laruan akong gusto. Syempre, dahil mahirap, sasabihin sa'yo ng parents, wala tayong pambili niyan, or I'm sorry, ganyan-ganyan. All the masasakit na things. Pero tayo kasi, di ba, parang bata tayo, gusto mo ng Lego, walang pambili. Masakit talaga yun eh. And I don't really, I can't see myself na ganun yung mangyayari sa family ko. I don't want to be in that direction. Because let's say, my daughter tells me, Daddy, bili mo ako ng dollhouse. Sabihin ko sa kanya, hindi isa, bili tayo 10. Di ba? I have the capacity to do that. I mean, what I'm trying to say is, uh, I want to, they became my ultimate inspiration kasi I want to to make sure that they are really living the life of their dreams. And
Mm.
gusto ko kasi yung wealth maging generational eh. Na hindi lang din
Mm.
sa akin, may maiwanan ako for the next generation of Calub family. In fact, magulat kay Sir Butch, itong youngest,
Oo.
pinagandaan ko na eh. Kasi ang pangalan ng company ko, John Calub Training International Incorporated. Itong youngest, ang pangalan niya is John Calub. Alright, John Steve Calub. So, yung pangalan niya. And so, because I'm thinking maybe if he likes to become a speaker later on, at least meron nang nakahanda para sa kanya na
Mm.
business and pwede niyang ituloy yung sinimulan ng daddy niya.
Yeah, pero isa sa notice ko, John, nung nagkita tayo, by accident pa yun, di ba? Sa airport, tapos nagkita tayo sa Philippine Association of Professional Speakers, kila
Yes.
Cholo, kila Lloyd, nandun si Tony. Ibang-iba ka para bang bumata ka ng gusto, parati kang nakangiti, Para bang
Yung
si John hindi na yung malungkot na kung
of
titingnan
course,
ka, passive. Ganun ba yung transformation mo diyan?
isa kasi nangyari din sir, I'm so blessed with my wife is actually halos 50% of my age almost, all right? And maganda pala no pag yung asawa mo ay bata sa iyo dahil nangyayari yung energy kasi niya na-adapt ko eh. So siya naman na-adapt niya yung energy ng wisdom because I'm very much older than her. So nagaguidean ko rin naman siya sa path niya kasi minsan pag you're in your young years, medyo marami ka ring mga gustong gawin pa na hindi mo alam yung tamang path. So nagkakaroon kami ng balance and sabi nga nila, di ba, kung sino yung energy ng lagi mong kasama na hahawaan ka, since bata yung lagi kong kasama, she's young, siguro nagiging looking young din tayo. Looking young lang, no? Hindi, syempre,
Hindi
ano
hindi
tayo,
hindi isip bata, no? Hindi isip bata naman, but
hindi
looking
naman
young lang, looking young.
looking young lang.
But
And,
again, that's sabi nga natin love has no age, no? I mean,
yes.
marami tayo diyang alam, marami tayong artistang kilala, no? And by the way, si DJ Paasa Bernardo is also watching. Oy, si Mr. Ofrey Sitseria. Mr. Ofreso Campo is watching. I tell you, sitseria, ang pinakamasarap na kainin yan. You know, alam mo, dami-daming sitseria yan. Isa ho sa fellow mentors natin yan. But again, John, after talking with about your family, ano ngayon si John as training? You are known for the John Calub. You are known as the guy with success. Sabi mo, you want to share success with people. What is John doing nowadays?
All right. Ngayon, sir, medyo nag-evolve kami. I used to do yung mga malalakihang trainings. In fact, starting way back 2009, 10, ganyan onwards, yung mga seminars ko in SMX, one seminar. We do this every 2 weeks. We have about 2,000 to 5,000 people attending every workshop. Pero sa totoo lang, sir, na-exhausted talaga ako kasi pag events company ka, and at the same time, ikaw pa yung magsasalita, very taxing. Although, the blessing was, we produced a lot of results na magaganda, na marami tayong natulungan. We were able to help actually thousands of people become millionaires and successful people. And yung kaya lang, mayroon ako nakita kasi na kulang. Ang nangyari sa isang seminar ko dati, nakikita ko, let's say lang, 1,000 people would attend or 2,000. After my seminar, yung tinuro ko, nagugulat ako, 30 or 50 or 70 people lang yung nagiging milyonaryo out of one class. Sabi ko, what's wrong? And I've been doing this for a decade na. Ang nangyari, ni-research ko, and you know what I discovered? Sa isang seminar pala, pag alis ng participants, what happens is when they go back to the house, yung energy ng mga kasama nila, nandun na naman yung negative na mother-in-law nila, nandun na naman yung kapatid niya na.
Teka. Lagot ka. Sabi mo mother-in-law. Qualify mo yun, ha? Delikado ka.
No, I mean, for most people.
Baka yung mother-in-law mo, sigurin ka mami yan.
Ako, I love my whole, my family's, my wife's family. But what I'm saying is, yung mga kwentong ganyan na umuwi tayo, then andun na naman yung mga, kasi hindi sila naka-attend ng seminar so they're in their old ways. Pero ang nangyayari, dahil itong mga taong kasama mo, negative, bumabalik pala sila sa dati. So andun sila sa seminar, they were inspired, di ba? Yaman ako, gagawin ko yung sinabi ni Sir John, yung mga tactics na yan, mga principles of success. Pero pag uwi nila, sasabihin ng kaibigan, kamag-anak, ikaw, magkakaroon ng ganyang sasakyan. Ako, naniniwala ka dyan sa kalbo na yan. Ini-scam ka lang yan. And so, they now believe these poor people, then they become one of them. All right? They become like them. So, what we did right now, we kind of evolved, no, Sir Butch, if I may. Ngayon, nag-build ako ng support group. I created what we call a mastermind alliance. It's when you come to my seminar, after you attend, there's a follow-up group. So we now have a club or organization where after you become part of that, it's called Success Community. You become a lifetime member. And we actually do weekly mentoring through Zoom. So lahat ng mga students ko, we gather together. Tapos per province, per country. Then nagdi-divide kami into smaller support groups. Then what we do is, we coach one another. So it's a mentoring, coaching, and teaching association. So nangyayari, hindi na siya one time. It becomes a continuous learning.
Tama yung sinasabi mo dyan, no? But kasi nga, you can give a lot of training. Yeah, tama. I've seen your 1,000, 2,000 people. Grabe, I've seen your video. I've seen, sabi ko, wow, what is this? Yeah, hype na hype ka. But yun nga sabi ni Tony she also gives a lot of seminar to 1,000 people. This is a danger pala sa mga nagbibigay ng seminar is the ability to feel you're a superman. You are magiging arrogant ka, but that is actually the downfall, no? na sabi nga ni Tony, yun ang iniiwasan niya na kasi hindi naman siya yung nagsasalita eh. Actually, it's God speaking to us and helping people. But tama ka, no? Pagdating nga sa bahay, or pagsakay pa lang sa jeep, okay, eh may narinig ng chismis, nawala na, no? Nabuwag na agad, kumbaga, sponge, di ba? Sponge, di
Yes.
ba? Ganun
Nanood
ba
ng
yun?
news, 'di ba sir? Nanood ng news,
Oo.
nakita na naman yung mga negative news. So, ano na eh, nawala na siya dun sa ano eh, sa pinag-aralan niya. And so what we do now is when they come to our organization, may support system na kami talagang ginagawa. Kasi people have to understand, ang pagyaman sir, it's not ano eh, it's not a 1 hour thing or it's lifelong development eh. And not only money nga, you have to, when we develop people, we develop them in 5 areas, in all areas of life. So,
Mm.
pag kumita ka na, next problem mo dyan, how do you sustain it? Because later on, pag kumita ka malaki, ang problem naman ng Pilipino, self-sabotage. Most people sabotage themselves and a lot of things. Yeah.
Because a lot of people think, John, to become rich, sabi nga, gusto ko maraming pera, gusto ko maraming pera. Okay, meron kong pera, anong gagawin mo? Basta maraming pera. Anong gagawin mo nga? I mean, parang bata, hindi ba? Di ba may mga batang, ang kulit, kulit, kulit. I'm sure you have experienced that, John, now
Yes, definitely.
with your kid. Why? But why? But why? And really, being an entrepreneur, you also ask that why eh. Okay,
So,
you reach a certain level. Paano
yes.
yun? Hindi alam.
So in our career workshop or our yung flagship namin na program, which is entitled How to Become a Money Magnet workshop, in the afternoon we teach them a financial literacy 101. This is a basic program where we teach them where to put their money once they start getting cash flow. So meron kaming system na ginagamit. At the onset we use jars. All right, we call
Mm.
them money jars. And magtatabi ka ng pera doon sa mga jars na yon. Pero eventually, once your income grows big, we ask you to put up, say for example, uh, several bank accounts, all right? And nag-electronic transfer ka na doon. And we do a system called pay yourself first. Then we teach people where to invest their money. So meron kaming programs on how to use the banking system, mutual funds, we teach stock market trading, we teach derivatives trading, we teach also businesses, how to set up businesses that are and products that are passive income based. Hindi mo masyadong babantayan uh, pero tatakbo siya. Like exactly what you're teaching, sir. Like franchising is one of the things
Mm.
we actually
Mm.
also promote heavily because we believe if you have a franchise system, passive yan eh. If you have 20 branches running, paying you royalty, then you're free. You're financially
True,
free.
true.
So when
Marami kasi yung iba, how to start up. Yung kumbaga sa trend, I always like to use the word the similarity, no. A train. Ang hirap itulak niyan. Lagyan mo ng maliit na bato, hindi aandar yan. Pero pag yan umandar na at tumakbo na ng tumakbo, aba eh kahit sino hindi mapipigilan yan, 'di ba? Meron tayong mga movie Runaway Train, mga ganon. So in other words, sa tao, lalo ngayon, no? Ngayon diyan, ngayong panahon ng pandemya, ang dami talagang bumibigay eh. Yung bang, ayoko na, hindi ko na kaya, pagod na ako. And really, we have to rally these people. But again, nasa kanila pa rin yun eh. You know, yung galaw, nasa kanila yon. I mean, no matter pag combine ko si John, combine ko si Tony, combine ko lahat sa mga guest natin, mga kaibigan natin sa BUK, there's no else but you. Di ba? Tama yun. Di ba? Yan ang ganun
exactly.
eh. Yun ang nangyari. Ganun.
Yes, and yun nga sir, maganda talaga ano eh. When we give our talks, we always stress sa mga tao, the best investment that you can always make. Tinatanong nila ako, ano ba pinakamaganda investment? Real estate ba? Bili ba ako ng maglagay ba ako sa mutual fund, stock market? Ang lagi ko sinasabi, you really want to know the best investment? It's an investment in yourself. Because the ultimate secret to success, if when people ask me, Sir John, can you put it into one word? All right, I only have one word na lagi ko sinasabi. The ultimate secret of success is one word: wisdom. Kasi pag meron ka nito, you have developed what we call a millionaire mind or a millionaire mindset or a billionaire mindset. Whatever happens to you, kahit saan ka dalhin, mawalan ka man ng negosyo, magpandemya man, or whatever happens to the economy, if you have this, you will always, be able to perform at the highest levels of performance. Kasi nandyan na siya sa'yo, nakaprogram yung mind mo for success. Pero pag meron kang makabaliktaran, which is the what we call poverty mentality or poverty consciousness, you will, wherever you are, kahit mag-abroad ka pa, offeran ka ng magandang trabaho sa abroad, you will still end up poor. So that's what we do. In our courses, we develop this, all right? We develop how to have the proper mindset by many ways, limiting beliefs, and moving you to prosperity consciousness. Yan yung basic framework of, that's the first step that we do before we teach you the skills.
Yes. Yun ang yung story ni na shinare ko kay Tony kahapon Like a plant, no? Yung halaman, no? Ang plant, talagang go-grow yan. Hindi naman sabihin niya, ayoko na, hanggang dito na lang ako. But depends on our self-limiting Minsan, kasi pinanganak ako mahirap Ay, taga-probinsya ako Ay, hindi ako nakatapos ng pagkakaaral Ang daming ay. Yung pagkatapos, biglang manonood ka ng telenovela, ay, buti pa sila. Oo, happily ever after, di ba? Yung minsan kasi yun ang I think this is our advocacy, no, yung sa atin kasi, no, ang role natin dito natin kailangan i-convince sila di ba? Yung what else can we do but convince them, di ba? Yung ganyan, yung ginagawa mo itong seminar nito, tingnan mo halos lahat ng tao ay nakanganga sa iyo diyan. Bakit ganun? You are, when you talk kasi spellbound What is your magnetism na sinasabi nga natin?
Actually, for siguro one thing that happened to me kasi, I wasn't really good in public speaking kasi yun nga, as I mentioned earlier, my background is economics and business administration. This is mathematics, no, based. It's actually a left brain kind of course. Ang economics kasi econometrics, yung mga bar graphs and supply and demand, medyo mathematical siya. But when I actually finished college, na-realize ko that if I were to stay there, all right, ang pera kasi nasa sales, nasa handling people negotiating, selling. Kasi lagi tayong marap sa tao Nakita ko yung mga CEOs, they're really people-oriented. So I started enrolling in courses that will develop my personality. Ang dami ko in-enrollan. In fact, millions of my own money yung ginastos ko. In fact, I attended a course in the US. I have what you call a master's degree in persuasion. I attended it in California. I paid siguro, lang yun actually, 1 month ako nag-stay sa US to finish that whole thing. And it's very expensive. 800,000 yung bayad. Alright? Pero grabe yung tinuro doon. Talagang pag-uwi ko, na-develop ko yung gift, kumbaga nandyan na siguro yung tinatawag. Lahat tayo may gift of gab Meron tayong special speaking ability, pero something has to bring it out and to bring it out in the proper way. So, na-correct niya yung body language ko. Kaya tulad ng sinasabi niyo, sir, dati hindi ako nag-smile. Kasi nga, pag economics, mathematics ka, seryoso ka masyado
Oo nga, seryoso ka kahit nga minsan, lalapitan ka. Nakakatakot dyan si John, parang masungit niya. Parang may S.
I started slowly moving into that. And again, I would always tell people, kasi sinasabi nila sa akin, sir, hindi naman ako para sa sales marami naman talaga hindi para sa sales, but it's something that you can develop if you really want it. So I would take myself as the best example.
John, ang na-appreciate ko sa iyo is this, no? Though your experience, you never stop learning.
Yes.
Though you have been mentored by Jack Canfield, Brian Tracy, I mean, these are all guys na, wow, how I wish mahawakan mo lang yung kamay niyan fulfilled na no? Sila John Maxwell. Sino pa ba yung mga si Mr. Vitale?
Yeah,
you had
Dr. Joe Vitale. Yeah.
oo,
Actually,
and
Dr. Joe Vitale and I was one of his students, but eventually, 2 years ago, we decided to write a book together. So naging co-author pa ako nung libro na sinulat namin together. And then, ang pinaka hindi ko makakalimutan is Toli Burkan. Now, not many people know him, but if you study Toli Burkan is the mentor of all mentors, of all business gurus in the world. Siya ang nagturo kay T. Harv Eker, kay Anthony Robbins. All of them came from him, na-develop niya. And when he was 80 years old, he offered his last class in the US. I was his last student. Right?
oh
Na
my
nakahabol
God.
ako dun sa last batch na tinuruan niya. And grabe, talaga doon ako nagsimulang mag-transform talaga. Siya yung nagturo sa akin paano lumakad sa apoy.
Oh my God.
So I have a
Yeah.
seminar where we ask people to
Oh,
walk on fire. All right, it's called the
yeah.
Firewalk Experience and or Firewalk Boot Camp, and it's a very challenging workshop kasi sa dulo ng 3-day boot camp, may apoy na you're gonna walk on 500 degrees of hot coals, di ba?
Yeah.
So hindi siya biro. Yeah,
Ito,
that's
pinapakita ko yung kumpare mo. Yung kumpare
yeah.
mo si Dr. Carl Balita. Okay.
I supported Carl in his launching of his book, Prosperity. That was years ago. In fact, hindi na nakunan sa picture, pero actually kasama namin dyan is the
Oo,
owner
meron.
of National Bookstore.
Of course, si Nanay. Si
Si Nanay,
Nanay.
we were
National
actually
Bookstore. Nanay Socorro.
we were
Oo.
sitting beside her during the launching.
Ano itong award mo natanggap na ito, John?
Okay, 2 years ago, I was actually featured in Forbes magazine. All right, as one of the top thought leaders in the world. Marami kasi silang pinagpilian na parang ano yan eh, nag-survey sila all over the world, each country. And fortunately in Asia, I was the one selected to be featured. And they got quotations from me. And after that, when I came out in Forbes magazine September issue, they called me up and I was given an award, all right, in Hollywood, all right. And yung award na yan was actually doon sa hotel where they award the Oscars, all right.
Oh.
So it's called the Experts Award. These are given to a select few, yung pinaka top experts in each field. Are recipients of that award. Yan nakikita nyo nasa likod ko
Grabe,
ngayon
galing.
na
Galing.
Forbes magazine. Yan, pina-frame ko actually. That's
Uh-huh.
it. Oh, that's me with
And-
with Brother Bo.
Yes, you're all. I think one thing nice with you, you are friends of almost everybody. You are so accommodating.
I feel
you may
kasi
have
there's ano
different opinion. Yeah.
There's I always teach abundance kasi, so like yung what I do is I'm always open to working hand in hand and also appreciating yung ginagawa ng mga ibang speakers. Like this Brother Bo, right from the beginning we became friends, like, we text each other, and I do support his advocacy as well kasi lahat naman ng mga speakers, they're doing good for the country I feel that instead of thinking of each other as competition, 'di ba? Kasi may kanya-kanya kaming seminars. Tayo, sir, may kayo rin, may seminar kayo. I believe in in cooperation. Sabi nga nila yung uso na daw ngayon, co-opetition, 'di ba? Ibig sabihin, you cooperate with your competition, 'di ba? Instead of
Collaboration, yeah.
collaborate, instead
Yan
of
ang
fighting with them or
Oo.
saying bad things about them. And so sa kampo namin sa John Calub training, we always bless everybody. Kasi there's ang paniniwala ko, there's enough for everybody. If you're really good, you really have something to share, people will come to you. You don't need to
Yes.
destroy
Walang hard sell. Walang hard sell.
don't need
Kumbaga,
to see competition
yeah, if it's for you, it's for you. Kung hindi pwede, okay lang. I mean, why fret over it, no?
Yeah, and
Oy, by
every
the way,
day, may pinapanganak
Yes.
na bagong customer.
si Jean Lim is also watching. Princess Sochi also watching. John Chung, Aqua Swiss,
Oh.
Kurimi,
Sir
Uy,
John, I mean, what do you call this? Nakakausap ko rin. Kasi right now I'm starting to venture into products na rin eh. So,
yeah, marami rin yan.
yeah.
Of course, si Director Goody Hernandez, ito, regular watcher natin to, nag-assist din to sa atin, nagbibigay ng comment. Director Goody Hernandez is one of the ABS-ANC News Director. In fact, sinulat ko yung buhay niya. Nakakatuwa kasi first time niya na iharap ko siya sa camera after ilang years sa behind the camera. Iba raw pala ang feeling, no? Pero ang ganda ng buhay niya, John. You have to talk to him. Of course, si Krishna Alejandrino, siya ba ba'y nagpapalakad sa apoy? Of course, kung gusto mo try Krishna, you can get in touch with Mr. John Calub raw. Yung iba raw sabi nila, totoo ba yan? Bakit siya nagpapalakad sa apoy?
Actually,
Alam
just
mo.
to what do you call this? Expound further. Yung walking on fire kasi, it's not really a circus act. All right. Most people kasi pag napanood nila sa TV, when I was interviewed by Jessica Soho, by several other TV shows na pinakita ko na paano nalalakad ako sa apoy. Ang tingin nila kasi parang wow, so it's a circus act. Ang gamit kasi ng firewalk, it's actually a metaphor. So when you're actually there in the exercise, ano yan 500 degrees Celsius na apoy. Now, ang boiling point ng water is only 100 degrees Celsius. So imagine, palalakarin kita sa 5 times the boiling point of water yung lalakaran mo. So when you're there in our workshop, ang unang mangyayari sa brain mo, sa mind mo, Sir John, are you serious? You're going to let us walk on, red hot orange, di ba, burning coals? Sabi ko, yes. So lahat na ng doubts lalabas sa'yo. Alright? Lahat ng fear mo, lahat ng past memories mo, you will now start questioning yourself hanggang saan ka. But when you start to listen to our instructions, once we start doing the techniques on releasing your fear, meron kaming mga methods na ginagawa, you will realize that you were created by God to be infinite in nature. Ibig sabihin, you are so powerful, even yung apoy kaya mong lakaran. So, you can look at that fire pit as yung lalakaran mo sa buhay mo. And on the other side of that fire pit is your, what I would say, yung goals mo. Pero bago mo maabot yon, syempre, dadaan ka sa apoy, di ba? And so, hindi na ako magtatagal. Pag natawid mo yung sarili mo doon, alright, you will realize that kung ito ang apoy na lakaran ko, ano pa yung mga challenges na hindi ko kayang magawa sa buong buhay ko.
Exactly. So parang ngayon, yung apoy natin, apoy ng pandemya, no?
Yes.
Isa yung paghahamon, no? Pwede ka ring matakot, pwede ka nang ayaw mo matras, or gusto mo lumaban, di ba?
And
Isa rin yung
another thing I did was also one of my social for the firewalk. I did a charity firewalk naman one time where I invited Governor Singson to actually walk on fire. So parang naging agreement namin doon, kasi sabi nila parang sige, tingnan natin. So sabi ko, okay, I'm going to choose somebody na who can willingly donate, 'di ba? So sabi ko, tinanong ko si Governor Singson, sabi ko, willing ba kayo, palalakarin ko kayo sa apoy, and then pag nakalakad kayo successfully at nagawa natin, magdo-donate kayo to charity. So it's actually in YouTube, you can search for it. Governor Singson walks on fire, and I was able to let him walk on fire, and he donated a huge sum of money to charity. So marami
Wow.
kasi siyang marami siyang gamit. So yan po.
So ito naman picture na ito, yung sinasabi mo, si Nanay Kuring, yan, at
Yes,
si
opo.
John,
One
at
of
si Dr.
our
Carl, yan.
oh,
Ay,
kaya
sorry.
very close sa akin yung are very important yung photo na yan, Sir Butch, sa akin, because nung walang-wala akong pera, you know what I did when I was young? I told them, Mommy, Kuring, na andyan ako sa National Bookstore dahil wala akong pera. Diyan ako tumatambay, and I was already self-educating myself doon sa mga books na nasa National Bookstore. Sabi ko nga, Ma'am, alam ko bawal yata ngayon yun dahil may CCTV na ngayon. But nung wala akong pera noon, I would hang out, and I would actually just read some books there. Yung mga Think and Grow Rich na wala akong pambili noon. I was going to, and I know for a fact that there's a saying, leaders are readers. So if you really want to become a good leader, you have to be reading lots of self-improvement books. And I
Yeah.
continue to live
Ah,
that every day.
sino naman tong katabi mo sa city center?
Okay, that's my dad. All right,
Oh,
that's my dad. Actually, the story of that picture, that's in Dubai. All right. Now, dad ko, medyo makikita niyo sa
Deira. Sa
picture.
Deira ito, ha? Deira.
Yes,
Oo.
he's ano na
Oo.
rin he's of age na rin. Retired na yung dad ko, pero uh, alam ko yung pinaghirapan ng dad ko Pero just a few months ago, this was last year actually, my dad actually, biniro lang ako. Sabi niya, John, narinig ko magkaka-seminar ka daw sa Dubai for OFW. Sabi ko, yes. Sabi ko, pa. Sabi niya, isama mo naman ako dahil yung daddy ko is an engineer. All right, a retired engineer. And his dream is actually to see the majestic buildings of Dubai. Any engineer, yan yung
Ah,
dream nila, di
ah.
ba? I'm sure you know what I'm saying, sir.
Mm.
So, kung dati yan, nung hindi pa ako trained, nung walang-wala ako, I cannot give that to my dad. Pero at this time, sinabi ng dad ko, isama mo ako. Walang, no second thoughts. Sabi ko, let's get your ticket already. So when I brought him there, right, I gave him a tour, and most importantly, I brought him, nagpunta kami sa Burj Al Arab, the only 7-star hotel in the world. And what do you call this? I took him for lunch there. Inikot namin yung buong, all the facilities there. We stayed there. It was my gift for my dad. Kasi parang sa akin, somehow, when you make it big, maganda rin kasi yung mababigay mo dun sa mga nagmalasakit sa iyo nung bata ka pa, and one of the most important people for me really are my parents. And
True.
when you become successful kasi habang may oras pa, you should really take the time to help them reach their dreams.
Oo,
Kasi
lalo na John, magpa-Father's Day, no? Nung May,
yes,
meron tayong Mother's Day. Whether our parents are alive or not, it's but remembering them. Kasi, alam mo, yung iba nga, minsan siguro galit ka sa magulang mo nung araw, but you realize the
yes.
forgiveness, you realize the hardship na ngayon tayo magulang, no?
You know,
Ay, mahirap palang kapangin ng mga anak na pag-aaral, di ba?
when I was young, there was a one time, sabi ko sa parents ko, padagdag naman ng 100 pesos sa baon ko. Just for, sabi ko, kahit this week lang, next week, balik na ulit sa dati. Because at that time, I was being invited by some friends to go out. And I really need parang makasabay lang ako ba sa isang gimmick namin ng tropa ko. Pero wala kami. But ito, like, my dad gave me a request. Alam niyo, just the lunch in Burj Al Arab was already, like, I think mga 30,000 pesos, all right, for us to eat there, all right, na isang kainan lang. Pero when you're successful kasi, when you live yung principles na tinuturo namin sa seminar, this will be things you can do Lagi ko sinasabi, marami sa ating gusto tumulong, pero paano mo tutulungan yung iba kung hindi mo kayang tulungan muna yung sarili mo?
Totoo yun.
Pag natulungan mo
Totoo.
yung sarili mo, you can now overflow in abundance to others. And that's the best way to fulfill yourself
Yeah.
Ikaw muna talaga, ma-develop mo yung sarili mo, then hindi ka mahirapan magbigay. Minsan kasi pag eksakto lang din yung kinikita mo, ang hirap magbigay.
Totoo yan, syempre. Kagaya ngayon, di ba? Marami tayong mga pangangailangan, maraming nawala ng trabaho, maraming bills to pay. Ngayon, medyo nag-ease na yung quarantine ngayon. But again, marami pa rin. No? But again, you always have to have that winning mindset, di ba? O nga pala, si Arlene Palad Padua, si Cartero, yan, nanonood sa atin, kaibigan natin yan. Joanne Paragon, sabi niya, the training schedules can be accessed through their website. Wow, meron ka talagang ano dito. Si William King, watching Esther Perez, yan. At they also have an FB account. Parang sales executive nito si Joanne. parang people are now referring you because they really love you, they really have made difference.
Yung siguro, sir, ang naging ko kasi, legacy ko, actually I did a reunion for my graduates, no? A few months back. Nagulat nga yung yung tawag dito, yung mga tao, kasi pagdating namin sa reunion, sabi nila, ano ba 'tong reunion na to? Hindi to reunion, car show. Kasi nung dumating po yung mga graduates ko na mga naturuan ko, alright, a lot of people na natulungan ko, dati nagji-jeep, nagta-tricycle, Ngayon, they have Ferraris, they have Lamborghinis, they have Hummers, they have, and they've traveled around the world. And siguro isang hindi rin biro sa na-accomplish natin. Hindi isa eh. Kasi siguro kung isa, dalawa lang yung natulungan natin, pwedeng sabihin yung seminar chamba. Pero for the record kasi sir, for the last 14 years that I've been teaching, I have produced thousands of multimillionaires already. And in fact, I have several students already na yung company nila, they were able to get it to the billion peso sales na rin na level. I have one student, Arvin Francisco. Their company, tatlo sila, no? Even the chairman of the board attended my workshop. And their company now is one of the top 5,000 corporations sa buong Pilipinas. And from humble beginnings. Pero talagang grabe yan. They really attended each course that I did. Sinundan talaga nila. And more importantly, they applied yung mga principles that I taught. Sa seminar kasi namin, lagi ko sinasabi, knowledge is not power eh. Wisdom is power. When you say knowledge, alam mo lang, pinakinggan mo. When you say wisdom, wisdom kasi is knowledge in action. So once you learn it, you have to do it. Kasi the doing part is no longer may call eh. Kaya kitang turuan, pero kung hindi mo naman gagawin, yung mga tinuro namin, wala ka namang action na gagawin, eh, useless lang din siya. And a lot of people, on the contrary, they blame us after the seminar. There are also people na pumaten ng seminar namin na nagiging detractors namin kasi after my seminar, if they didn't make it, they usually try to find an scapegoat eh. Kasi hindi naman effective yung training ni John Calub. Now, ang lagi ko lang sinasabi, these principles of success, they are timeless, they are time-honored, they are already proven and guaranteed to work. Since time immemorial yan. Ano na yan eh, prinsipyo yan, hindi mo pwedeng paliin. The laws of the universe, the universal laws of prosperity and abundance, they will always be there whether you believe me or not. I'm only a channel to share it and teach it with you. Ginamit lang ako ng Diyos para dalhin yan sa bawat Pilipino. But at the end of the rainbow, if you're not doing it, there's nothing I can do anymore. Kung pumasok sa tenga mo tapos lumabas lang after the seminar, at the end of the rainbow, we are all we should be 100% responsible for where we are today. If we always blame the government, we blame other people, we will never succeed. Kailangan unas tanggapin mo sarili mo na kung nasan ako ngayon, it is a result of the choices that I made in my life. And the way you're going to do that is
ano mo dyan, para yung
action.
para yung istorya naman ng kape at yung tasa eh, no?
Exactly.
Di ba? Sige, kahit anong tasa ang gawin mo, pero ano ba yung kape? Nandun pa rin yung buhay eh, di ba? Nandun yung how you want to make it eh, no? So, John, isang ano yan, halimbawa, ngayong panahon na ito, ano kaya ang mapapayo ni John? Sa lalong-lalo na, no, ang dami natin mga problema, ang dami ng, it's so disheartening actually, no, to know that we have so many, 30% workforce will be off. We have one big casino wherein they're just closing down, and you have 2,500. We have a network na ating kapamilya na sinasabi nga 11,000 mawawalanan. I mean, you're only talking of people working, but multiply that by the family. Ano kaya ang pwede mong one or two things na pwedeng ibigay ni John as a takeaway bago tayo magtapos dito?
Let me give three very important principles that are really timely for the pandemic. The three success principles that we always share. So number one, the first principle is this, no? You are the average of the 5 people you always hang out with. All right? So meaning, all right, tingnan mo yung buhay mo daw ngayon, and bago ka matulog, tanungin mo yung sarili mo, sino yung lagi mong kasama, kausap, yung lagi mong ka-communicate, and kung may oras ka, gawin mo, sulat mo siya sa papel, and then ask those people, all right, magkano yung kinikita nila monthly, all right? Ngayon, add mo yung monthly income nila, then divide mo by 5. You will be surprised. Ang lalabas na sagot is very close to what you're earning right now because you are only a product of your environment. So kung ang lagi mo kasama, di ba, just to simplify this in a very practical way, kung lagi mo kasama puro drug addict, give it 2 weeks, 3 weeks, I'm very sure drug addict ka na rin. Kung lagi mo kasama puro mahihirap, all right, you can't help it. You will become poor. Diba? So what you have to do is, you have to take inventory of who you're hanging out with and then start hanging out with successful people. You have to go to places, uh, go to or listen, all right, to people who can guide you, can mentor you. Are already there. The places where you want to be. Diba? If you want to be successful in, let's say, in the food business, you hang out, you listen to the people who are making it in that business. Kasi nga, diba, the universe was created by God in terms of energy. And energy, according to science, cannot be created nor destroyed, but it can be, what do you call this? It can be easily transferred. So, maingat tayo, kanino tayo, nakikihalubilo palagi. Kasi lagi ka nalilipatan ng energy. Ang hindi mo alam, yung lagi mong kausap, lagi mong kasama, pati income niya lumilipat sa'yo. So, that's very, very powerful. So, that's the first one. The second one that I would like to always share, all right, is this. If you want to become the best, you train with the best. So, tuwing kumikita ka na, especially ngayon during pandemic, find time to improve yourself. And what a better way than to search for mentors and teachers and gurus, not only the Philippines, but all the rest of the world, na pwedeng magbigay sa iyo ng wisdom na gusto mong, in the career or field na gusto mong abutin. Again, because the fastest way to become successful is to model from what successful people are always doing. So right now, just to give you an example, ako, medyo may edad na rin ako, hindi na, ngayon lang nauuso talaga ng todo yung internet, di ba? Hindi tayo papaiwan. So right now, I'm already a speaker, but recently I have enrolled in a lot of internet, yung tinatawag na social media marketing courses in different parts of the world. May mga webinars ako in-enroll. Ang laki ng ginastos ko, no? Because I want to equip myself, all right? Yung mga magagaling magturo ng internet marketing, all right? Gusto kong matutunan yung alam nila. So I always expose myself with these kinds of learnings. And yung iba kasi, mas gusto pa natin na gumastos ng, for other things, like maybe buying another iPhone, di ba? Which is, sa totoo lang, it's a depreciating, what do you call this, item. So pag binili mo yan, 2 days, 5 days from now, 1 month from now, mura na lang siya. But pag ito ang nilamanan mo, ito yung nilagyan mo, dito ka gumastos, all right? Hindi to pwedeng nakawin sa iyo eh. Pwede nilang ang bahay pwedeng masunog, like what happened to our house. Kotse pwedeng makarnap, or even your money, somebody can take it away, but nobody can take away your wisdom. So this is what you need to develop. If you can develop this to the highest level by being mentored, coached by the world's best in every field, or the field where you want to excel in, then you're on the right track. And one last thing na lagi ko sinasabi, in this time, all right, you have to already wake up to the point that you cannot depend on a single income. What we always share in our seminars, you have to develop multiple sources of passive income or multiple streams of passive income. So, like, nung tinuturo ko yan sa seminars ko sa SMX, some of the people laughed at me. Parang sinabi nila, dapat focus lang ako dito, ganun-ganon. Sabi ko, okay, it's up to you. O ngayon, nung tumama yung pandemic, tanggal sila sa trabaho, some of them, no work, no pay. O sabi ko, paano kayo ngayon? Kami, alright, ng mga nakinig sa akin, hindi lang isa source namin. So during the pandemic, ito lang, nung March, when President declared that, during that month alone, na yung iba walang trabaho, ako, I earned from one source pa lang, yung isang source ko na extra ko, I earned a 6-figure income. Now, wala akong ginagawa, natutulog lang ako. Alright, I didn't shell out so much effort kasi napaghandaan ko siya. So ngayon, you have to now go into the study of financial literacy. Alright, there are many ways to do this. And kanya-kanya kasi tayo na magiging hilig eh. Some of the other sources of income might not be to your liking. So marami naman yan. You get to choose. For example, you're one of the top franchise experts, sir. Franchising is a very good source of passive income. And if you can develop a franchise system for your existing business, and develop kang food cart, laundry, whatever, and then you were able to franchise it, handa ka. So,
Yeah.
yan po yung tinuturo namin sa seminars namin. And right now, you really have to open your eyes already. Hindi na tayo pwede magbulag-bulagan. And if people would want to really learn more from that, you can, we have every week we teach ngayon, Sir Butch, for the information of everybody, every week ginagawa ko yung seminar ko na lang, libre muna talaga,
Totoo yan.
through
Totoo yan.
Zoom.
I
So
mean, parang ano yan kumbaga compassionate, no? Kumbaga
yes,
pandemic recovery rates. Sabi
yes.
nga ni Kimi Lu yan, no? Oy, by the way, si Ramoncito Cruz MDG, bro, alam mo naman yan sa Ateneo, no? Richie Cuna, oy, yung
Hi, Sir
kaibigan
Richie.
mo, Richie. The Fjord Gelato, the
Yes,
Korimi, the Domburi. Alam mo, itong tao ito,
ano na yan, sir, legends in franchising na yan, sir.
oo, walang kapaguran tong aking B2 na ito. Ito yung aking friend na come what may, kumbaga Bahaman o wala. Talagang yan ang makikita mong tunay na pagkaibigan. But anyway, John, isa sa mga nakikita ko sa iyo is you are that passionate, no? Kumbaga, you don't stop learning, you don't stop investing. You are that passionate, and I'm sure you are one of the guys who will be remembered a lot as a legendary, having an authored book, Abundance Factor. I think, saan ba ito nakukuha ito, John? Saan nabibili ito?
Right now, we have our own online store. You can visit successcommunity.ph. But right now, another book of mine is coming out this July. It will be available in Amazon. It's called Pillars of Success, which I now co-authored naman with my original mentor. Yung talagang first ever na nagturo sa akin ng Principles of Success, si Jack Canfield, the author of the book The Success Principles and Chicken Soup for the Soul. So yung during the pandemic, tinatanong ng mga tao, anong ginagawa mo, ba't tahimik ka? Ang hindi alam ng mga tao, I was writing my book. And finally natapos na namin ni Jack. It's coming out this July, and I'm very confident because it's co-authored with him. Siya naman talaga yung pinaka sikat, yung
the mentor and the mentee nga.
So it's a dream we had years ago when I was starting. In fact, when I first met him, nung binigyan niya ako nung libro niya, kasi wala akong pambili, niregaluhan niya ako, sinulat niya doon I hope we can write a book together. All right? And this is a dream come true. So I'm very confident this will be an
John,
international
believe ako sa iyo. You're very low key, but you are doing a lot of kumbaga taas noong Pinoy. Kumbaga, believe ako sa iyo kasi hindi ka kailangan magtrompeta sa labas. Hoy, si John. Hoy, si ganito. Nailagay
Sir
sa
Butch,
Forbes
na tayo dyan Tapos na kasi tayo dyan
kumbaga sa hierarchy, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, nandun ka na sa taas. Di ba? Hindi mo kailangan
lagi natin sinasabi,
pa.
The fruit, kumbaga, ang slogan kasi namin, results speak louder than words. That's the slogan of our company. So, because we are results driven we don't just, parang brag, di ba? Lagi namin sinasabi, tignan mo yung na-produce namin na mga results, alright? And if you can look at these people, how they change their lives. And maganda kasi dyan, mababait din yung mga graduates ko na may mga hindi rin talaga nakakalimot. And they have sent me mga recordings of their success stories. I really, naiiyak nga ako pag pinapanood ko minsan kasi hindi ko rin na-expected. I had a student from Batangas. Grabe yung success niya. Walang-wala siya, bankrupt, pumunta sa seminar ko. Now he owns one of the biggest construction companies in Taal. Nakabili siya ng bahay niya, he has an events place, and yung bahay niya ngayon, nilagyan niya ng helipad. Can you imagine that? So amazing. And Mike Maranan, who's now my business partner, na-feature na rin sa Rated K and many other TV shows, pumunta sa akin, namatay yung misis dahil sa cancer. And he was so depressed, he went bankrupt. And then when he attended, he had it with him kaya lang nawala yung yung groove niya kasi focus, yung focus dahil namatay yung misis bata pa lang nila, asawa lang and bata pa. So, talaga, but it was, sabi niya sa akin, John, if not for your seminar, nakatulong ako, yung seminar mo na mabalik ako kagad sa tamang landas. And now, he owns 12 companies. He has his own hotel. He has a 6-hectare farm, organic farm in Batangas also. He drives, I think, tatlo yata Mercedes-Benz niya, or the other one, I think, is a BMW.
So in
Alright?
other words, John, ang sinasabi mo ngayon, nasa tao ang gawa eh.
Yes.
Okay? We can keep praying, pero nasa atin pa rin yung gawa eh. Di ba? Hindi ako yung gano'n ka lang ng gano'n, but again, you have to work too. Kasi kagaya nun, how to work, ikaw yun eh. Ikaw yung ikaw yung tutulong eh. Kasi marami yung sabi niya, Sir, lugi ako na nadali ako ng partners ko. Paano ba ito? Ayaw 50-50 kasi kami, mali ang chance, ba't ganito? May pag-asa pa ba? Ang sinasabi ko, kung gusto mo ba na magbago, magbago ka na. Huwag yung bukas na, huwag yung selective. Di ba? Selective. Pwede ako, but hindi pwede ito. Yung kagaya ng sinasabi ni nating kaibigan si Tony Miranda, selective yung kanyang surrender eh. Hindi pala pwede yun. Sabi
And
niya.
I agree with you, sir. Siguro, you told the story of the cup kanina.
Yeah.
Just total, nandito na tayo sa medyo end na itong interview. I'd also like to share a story with you. I don't know if you've heard of this story. Merong pulube, and he goes to church in Baclaran. All right? Actually, nagbebenta siya doon ng mga kung ano-ano, no? Meron siyang basket of goods, and simple, but he was really struggling. And you know what happened? It's believed that if you go there, there's a saying na, there's a miracle that happens. So maraming nagsisimba dyan every, I think, Tuesday night yata.
Wednesday.
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 So madaling
Yeah.
araw, di ba? They wait for the madaling araw. And you know what he does? Every time he's there, all right? According to the legend, the kwento, inaantay niya umalis na yung mga tao. Tapos pag wala ng tao, he goes there and he gets this parang piece of cloth, then pinapahiran niya yung berhen doon. And you know what he does? He prays there every night, okay, praying to win the lotto. Talagang pinag-pray niya, Lord, panalunin mo ako sa lotto. You know what? The funny part of the story is that after 3 years, nung one time, pagod na pagod siya, pagpahid niya doon, nakatulog siya doon sa altar. And then, according to the story, may angel of light that actually appeared and showed himself to the beggar. Sabi niya, gumising ka. Then nagulat siya, sabi niya, ang liwanag. Sabi niya, sino ka? Sabi niya, pinadala ko ng Diyos. Alright? And finally, sabi niya, andito na ako para sabihin ko na sa'yo. Alright? Dahil matagal ka na, 3 taong ka na nagdadasal na manalo sa loto. And pinapasabi ng Diyos sa'yo na please naman daw, bumili ka ng ticket ng loto.
Alam mo, tama yun. Pero ako, I always believe eh. Meron tayong mga kasabihan na pinanganak ka ng mahirap, hindi mo kasalanan yon. Pero kung mamatay kang mahirap, kasalanan mo yun. Kasi,
Tsaka sir, yung nangyari kasi doon, he's wishing
diba?
na manalo siya ng loto, hindi naman niya ina-actionan yung pagbili pa lang nga.
Exactly.
Wala siyang biniling ticket eh. So to buy the ticket, you have to fall in line in the lotto counter. So marami sa atin gusto yumaman, pero they're not willing to take the courage to do what it takes to succeed. And akala kasi nila, ganun lang ang success eh.
Hindi.
Ay nako sir, alam niyo marami lumalapit sa akin, Sir John, idol kita, sabi ko, wag mo kong kasi you don't know what I went through. Lagi ko sinasabi,
Ako dyan, baka nagpapagawa ng statwa mo, parang Buddha.
pero
Si John Buddha.
tayo Sir Butch, alam mo yan. A lot of people think, looking at your poster, you have all the brands there that you have helped. Pero behind all of this success natin there were so many heartaches, sleepless nights. I came to a point na sabi ko nga sa inyo, sir, nung walang-wala akong pera, 2 kami ng kaibigan ko. Alright? Gusto naming maglasing na lang para makalimutan na namin yung problema. Since wala kaming pera, yung natitira kong 60 pesos, last na money ko, bumili kami ng isang bote ng Sunmig Light. Tapos 50-50 naming ininom. Alam niyo siya nangyari sa amin? Nagkasamaan pa kami na loob kasi dahil 50-50 ininom namin, hindi kami nalasing. So eventually, hindi rin namin nakalimutan yung mga problema namin. Yun na lang pera namin. Tapos isipin niyo sir, nilakad namin mula sa bahay namin papunta dun sa bar sa Quezon City na siguro 2 oras mahigit kami naglakad papunta para makainom lang ng isang bote. That was how poor I was years ago. And so it might be funny for others, but yun nga, they don't know what we suffer. But if you're not willing to embrace yung failures, kasi sabi nyo kanina, di ba, yung opposite. Ang totoo niyan, success is is a million failures eh.
True.
There's no, every master, as being said, di ba, is once a disaster, di ba? So yun yung hindi alam ng tao. So I always would like to remind everybody, di ba? Ang lagi ko ang tanong sa seminar ko handa ka na bang yumaman? Ibig sabihin, di ba? Baka akala mo pag pumunta ka dito parang loto to na bukas mayaman ka na. It's going to be a roller coaster ride once you commit to success.
I know. John, I can't thank you so much for all the things, but by the way, tomorrow panoorin natin yung kaibigan natin. Ito ay pinagbigyan tayo. Alam mo, busy-busy itong si Cholo na ito, itong batang-batang to, voice master. Natutuwa ako dito dahil alam mo, nakilala ko ito nung na-awardan yan sa Bataan Go Negosyo noon Young, very, very young. Ang grabe ang dynamism ng batang ito. Sobra. And one thing nice, kahit may mga bumabatikos, kayo, yung mga na-interview ko dito, yung mga kaibigan ko, okay lang, sige lang. Bakit ka papatol kung may mga
di ba?
bumabatikos sa'yo,
pag wala na daw bumabatikos sa'yo, lalo ka daw magtaka. Kasi ibig sabihin, pag hindi ka na criticize, palaos ka na, or hindi ka napapansin, you're not making a difference. Because when you're making a difference, definitely
pero
more.
one last thing sabi ko nga sabi sa akin nung ako nung nasa seminaryo at sabi ko dahil naiinis ako dahil ang dami nagkikriticize sa akin dahil ako nagay sa position na ganito, sabi ko hindi ko naman hinihingi. Alam mo, sabi sa akin ng isang pare, sabi niya, look at that coconut plant. Hindi naman pala tree yun coconut plant. Don't you see the higher the plant goes, the more wind it catches. Pero sway lang siya ng sway, di ba? Unless na-determine na may termites na yung foundation, di ba?
So, kanina sir, sinabi niyo sir, si Pocholo ang guest niyo bukas. Yung hindi ko makakalimutan sa tinuro sa akin ni Pocholo, yung meron siyang tinatawag na flagpole principle. Ang daw success, 'di ba? Para ka daw flag na kinabit sa flagpole. Pag 'di ba? Pag maraming humihila daw sa iyo, yung flag umaakyat doon sa flagpole. So, you have to be
galing. Kaya nga
you will learn from your critics.
Panoorin niyo yan at si Dec Salas sumahabol, kamusta raw? At si yan. John, hindi na kita pipigilan. Alam ko nagsusulat ka pa ng libro at marami pa tayo. But nevertheless, I'm sure maraming napulot ang ating mga kaibigan dito from wherever they are, Grabe, ang daming nag-review sa iyo, Dami. At you have provided some light,
everybody that's watching, and I hope in a small way nakapag-share tayo ng konting ideas and some thoughts lang that can help improve everybody's lives who are watching and listening right now.
Wow, galing. Palakpakan natin si thumbs up naman dyan si John. Yan, pag raw talagang John may kilala ko si John Chung, John Calub, marami yan. Mga successful. Thank you very much. Regards to the family, I'm sure your wife is watching and the 2 kids are so proud to see their dad. Okay, yes, John.
Sir Butch, thank you very much as well, and more power to your program. I hope sana ituloy-tuloy mo na ito ng kasi talagang ang tingin ko baka later on dahil wala naman ng mga nawawala na ang TV masyado ngayon baka ito na yung parang abangan ng tao talaga everyday, because at this point in time this is what people need.
Advocacy.
You are doing a great service to humanity.
We'll be announcing another series kasi ito ay isang BUK. Actually, bigla ang usapang kaibigan nito Wala naman talagang plano ito, walang script. Pero, and then later on, affirm ba, be okay, di ba?
Saka Sir
Parating,
Butch, if I may, hindi kasi siguro na tayo nagkausap after so many years. From my
mm,
heart talaga, I would like to first of all thank you talaga na nung inimbita niyo ako during as one of the guest speakers, one of the main speakers nung franchise expo.
oo, oo.
It was you who actually spearheaded that, and ako po yung isa sa naimbita nyo. Talagang grabe yun, sir. That was an experience to be speaking to all of the greats in the world of franchising, and I wouldn't be on that stage kung wala po kayo na nag-imbita sa akin nung time na yon.
True.
And then that's why I gained a lot of friends in the franchise world din, no? Yung
Mm,
mga minention nyo ng mga legends kanina, marami sa kanila ay naging kaibigan ko rin dahil sa inyo. And
I'm
I
sure.
really